Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on what I would consider to be an office appropriate makeup look or something that would be really great for webcam working. I know if you live in the city, most of you aren't back in the office and are doing predominantly Zoom and just webcam work. So I wanted to make a tutorial that I think is fitting of both office in person and on the Zoom cam. So one of the biggest advantages I think for webcam work meetings is that they're not as HD. So imperfections and everything isn't as noticeable as it is in person. So for example, you can see on my webcam, obviously you can still see my acne. I've got a couple active pimples, but overall my skin just looks a little bit softer. And I do feel like on the webcam you have a little bit more wiggle room to wear less makeup. And what I like to focus on is just adding some more definition into my skin. So doing a little bit of a light contour, really defining my eyes, obviously hiding the dark circles. And I do have some redness around here from eczema, but overall it's a lot easier to get yourself webcam ready as opposed to in-person ready, in my opinion. So let's get started. So obviously we've got a little bit more work to address face-to-face than we do on the webcam. So one of the biggest things that you can do, which I think makes a really big difference, is using an illuminator. I'm gonna use the Revlon Photo Ready Skin Lights because it's my absolute favorite. And I just really like how this will wake up your skin and just make it look a lot more luminous and radiant. You don't have to use a lot. And you know what? To make this spread out a little bit easier, I'm gonna use the Neutrogena Radiant Serum Primer. Just a little bit on the back of my hand. And then that way, the product is a little bit more fluid. And I just have an easier time blending it all over my skin. I'm a little bit more dry today, so I wanna help prevent products from sticking in certain areas as much as possible. And even with just Illuminator, I really like how it just gives you this nice soft glow, slightly evens out the skin tone a bit more. Obviously, we just wanna go in and spot conceal some acne and right under the eyes if you're gonna skip out on foundation. For foundation today, I'm gonna use the NARS Soft Matte Liquid Foundation. I really like this. It's got a great amount of coverage and it's very fluid and lightweight. So when I say it's got a lot of coverage, I really mean that. Just to start off, you really only need a tiny bit of product, and I'll just dot this lightly over my skin and then I'm gonna blend it out with a brush. And I like to work in sections when I'm using this foundation because I do find on my skin it tends to set down rather quickly. So for me, it's more important to make sure that the foundation looks as good as possible and just apply in sections at a time. I'm using a Sephora blush brush for this. And overall, I'm actually really happy with this amount of coverage. Obviously, we can still see some discoloration, but that's when we're gonna go in and spot conceal because, like I said, this foundation can be a little bit finicky to work with. If you go in with too much, it's really going to overload your skin with coverage, and I just don't think that's completely necessary. So one light layer and you pretty much get a completely evened out skin tone. For concealer, I'm gonna recommend the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Concealer because this is so long lasting and has such a great amount of coverage. I always take off those little sponges. I just feel like I don't have as much access to the product when I have that on there, and I like how I can just directly get into the concealer. So I'm just warming it up a touch on the back of my hand with my finger, and I'm gonna lightly dot this right under my eyes. Now it's quite thick, so I do think the heat of your hands helps give this product a little bit more slip. The heat of your hands is your best tool because it's really gonna help you give that product a bit more slip, help it move around and blend just a little bit better. And then to soften this concealer out, I'm just gonna use a Sephora Pro 57 brush just for the blend. But initially I do feel like lay it down with your fingertips so it's nice and warm, and then you can really blend it in with your brush if you so wish. And the concealer really does the rest of the work. So I didn't need more coverage overall, I just needed it in those specific areas. instantly brightened up my under eyes, and I really like how it helps hide the redness from the eczema and then the eczema around my nose as well. You can't see that redness. Now, if you want to, you can put this concealer on top of acne. It's actually great for acne because it's so long wearing and it just will stay put a lot longer than other concealers. However, I do feel like it's not that big of a deal to me. If I have acne, I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't judge people when they have acne, and I hope other people don't judge me, but I'm not gonna put any other concealer on this because I just don't think it's necessary, and it's fine. I'm gonna bronze. I'm gonna use the Fenty Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer in Teddy, just using that same blush brush that I used for my foundation. And I'm gonna slowly start bronzing up my skin. Now, I actually think that bronzer makes a big difference in person and on the webcam because it just gives you that little bit more glow and just wakes up your skin tone. So I love bronzer. And you can see it's just giving me a little bit more radiance, a little bit more glow on this side. And I like how it just defines your face a little bit more rather than if you're just wearing foundation on its own. Just gives you a little bit more, you know, a little bit more something. Now I'm gonna take Benefit's Hoola Bronzer. This is my preferred contour shade. It's a really nice neutral and it's not too warm. The reason I like to contour after I do bronzer most of the time is because I feel like oftentimes I need a lot less contour than I thought that I did. So if you want to just bring out your features a little bit more and add a little bit more shape, you can go in with your powder contour afterward, and then that way this will actually even help set down that cream bronzer a little bit more. Now, eyeshadow is one of those products that I don't think makes much of a difference at all on webcam. So if you're low maintenance, I say completely skip out on it. Or if you just want a little something, whatever bronzer you used on your face, just knock that on your eyelid and blend it up into your crease. I'm gonna do a little bit of an eyeshadow look just to show you. This is the Side by Side nude palette from Nabla. I'm gonna take the shade Halftime, and I'm just gonna lightly apply that all the way from my lid up into my crease. Just blend it out. And then I'm gonna take the shade Beauty Mark and just apply this right to the outer corner. Soften it as I pull it more towards the center of the lid, but just concentrating it more so on the back end of my eye so I get a little bit more definition. And I also don't really like making my eyelids too dark because I think it makes your eyes look a little bit smaller on the webcam. Take that same shade and just lightly run it on my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna take that shade Burnt Sienna and just again smudge that on the outer corner, just for a little bit more definition, and I'll just softly blend that out. It'll really just give your eyes a little bit more shape, but because these are all matte, they're not in your face, and we're not going too dark with it, so it's not gonna be, you know, overkill for work. And then I'm just gonna lightly, or I shouldn't say lightly, I'm gonna thinly line my top lash line with a black liquid liner just to make my eyelashes look a little bit more thick and full. But again, don't wanna go too overboard with it because I don't want this to be like too eyeliner heavy. Keep it as close to your lash line as you possibly can so that it just gives the illusion of a fuller, thicker lash line, but you can't so much see the eyeliner. This will make the world of a difference. I'm gonna use a nude eyeliner. It's the By Mario Nude Brightening Pencil in Light 1. And I'm just going to lightly line my waterline. And it'll just instantly give you a little bit more of that wide awake look, and even on the webcam you'll see a difference. And I even like to take a little bit of the product right on the inner corner of the eye, again just to help open up the eye and just bring a little bit more brightness. Brows are important, they frame your face, so I am going to fill mine in just to help give them a little bit more definition. I did want to show you that even on the camera, you'll see that when you fill them in, they just pop a little bit more. Just gives your face a little bit more structure. So I always like to fill in my brows. I never really skip out on this step. And then I'm gonna take my Revolution Soap Brows and just use this spoolie on the back of my brow pencil to just comb my brows upward, make them look nice and extra fluffy. And I personally think just don't neglect your brows. If you don't have time to do eyeshadow, you're in a rush, skip out on eyeshadow, just do mascara and do your brows, because the brows really give you that like overall groomed appearance. So now I'm gonna do mascara. I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm using my Shu Uemura. I feel like I say that in every video, but it's truly one of the best eyelash curlers ever, especially for Asian eyes. I have tiny Asian eyes, and it's really hard to get the right type of lash curler that will curl my lashes. I also think mascara is super important, so I'm gonna be using the NYX Worth the Hype mascara, and I think just taking a little bit of time to get your lashes looking a little bit longer, slightly more dramatic, you know, it's just gonna make your eyes pop in person, but also on the webcam as well. And this one's also waterproof, but it's actually really easy to remove at the end of the day. It's not as aggressive of a grip as some of my other waterproof mascaras, so I really like this one because it will hold your curl, but it just something about the formula feels a little bit more gentle. And even on the webcam, you can see mascara, if anything, it just really makes your eyes stand out a bit more, makes you look more awake, and it really just gives your eyes the definition that you want on the webcam. This is the lip liner that I've been talking to you about for like 2 months at this point. It's Freestyle from Bare Minerals. I think they're discontinuing it. It's still in stock some places, but I got 2 backups. And I will say, I do think that lip liner is one of those products that it does. It helps frame your face, give your lips a little bit more shape. I'm gonna do a simple, everyday, light nude with some pink in it. This is Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. And this is where I'm gonna stop with the webcam portion of the makeup tutorial, because I do feel like we've hit all the bases. I feel like you are officially Zoom meeting ready. You've got your facial features defined, some definition in the eyes. That white eyeliner on the waterline really helps the eyes pop and just make them look a lot more wide awake. Biggest things I think for the webcam makeup are evening out your skin tone. Adding a little bit of definition, whether that's through bronzer or contouring, and then filling in your brows and putting on a little bit of mascara. That really just elevates your look, makes you look a little bit more polished, and it doesn't have to look like you're wearing makeup, but just to, you know, polish off the face and make it look a little bit more put together. So this is my webcam Zoom meeting makeup look. Now, as I was saying, on the webcam, the highlight's not gonna pick up quite as much. We already do have a nice little bit of glow from the illuminator underneath the foundation. But if you do wanna take it to the next level and really make it pop, I'm gonna use the Nudestix 24 Karat liquid highlight. Now, what I really like about this and why I think this is great for at work is because it will set down and it is not too intense. I don't think most of us would want something super distracting for day to day. It can just be a little bit more of a hassle than what it's worth. So I like how you can just put this liquid highlighter on the high points of your face, and it is going to be budge proof, and you're not going to have to worry about it once it's set down, just slightly. And even if you want, you can really brighten up the inner corners of your eyes too. All right, and this is my finished work from home / go to work makeup tutorial. I really hope this was helpful, and one thing I wanted to stress is that I wanted to keep this simple. I didn't want there to be a ton of products, and I didn't want this to be a long makeup tutorial. If I wasn't filming this as a tutorial, this look can be anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes depending on how much of the eyeshadow you do or how many of the products you use. But you can completely customize this routine to fit what you like to wear on a day-to-day basis, and you know, you can switch it up. Some days you can wear less, some days you can wear more, but I really wanted to make sure that it's not too over the top to where you feel like your makeup is distracting at work, or where you're feeling uncomfortable and feeling like you constantly have to be touching things up throughout the day. So I really wanted to emphasize that this is a polished look, but it is low maintenance. So we don't have a lot of things going on the face so that you don't have things to worry about. That's why I completely skipped out on blush. If you want to wear blush, you totally can, but what I'm saying is I feel like blush is one of those products that tends to wear off the fastest throughout the day, and I just think don't even bother. You can still get a lot of really great warmth in your skin from bronzer. That's why we did the liquid highlight, because it's a little bit less maintenance than having to carefully and precisely buff in a powder highlight so that it doesn't look too over the top. So I really hope that this was helpful. If you do have any questions regarding any of these techniques or products, please feel free to hit me up in the comments down below. I would love to help you, and I would love to know, what do you typically do for your makeup routine when you're working on the webcam, and what do you typically do when you're working from in your workplace? Do you wear makeup? Do you not wear makeup? How much time do you typically spend? I know that for myself personally, I don't like spending more than 15 to 20 minutes at most when I'm doing my makeup for a daily basis, because I just feel like I want to be like boom, boom, boom. I want these products to last till the end of the day, and I don't want to have to worry about as many touch-ups throughout the day. So I will link everything in the description box down below for you, and I will have my Instagram. So if you'd come follow me on Instagram too, that would be amazing. But other than that, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye everyone.